Hello, thank you for watching and welcome. I'm going to talk today just briefly about overall loss, grief and loss. As you know, I'm still, grief and loss is not something that you just get over. You learn to carry it from my perspective, and the weight varies from person to person and situation to situation. And it has a lot to do with your, the depth of your relationships, the timeliness of your loss, the expectedness of your loss. So there's a number of different factors that really play into it. And ultimately, we never, again, in my opinion, from my perspective, in the larger scheme of life, we never, or we don't often fully learn to carry one grief or loss before another is upon us or put on our shoulders. Because of course ultimately it would be nice if every person who went through a traumatic loss, who did lose their child, not lose, but their child died, could have, the appropriate amount of time. And that time, as I've said, is a lifetime. So that's not possible in our society, right? That's not possible. So learning to carry that weight is ever present. And then when you have other things put on top of that, those waxing and waning, like I said, you go through these periods, can seem like they're a little deeper. As I said in my last video, I'm leaving a position I've been at for the last 12 years or so. It is a position I had planned to retire from. And, so that's, puts a big curve ball in my batting box. But, I think I've come to realize that some people just have the majority of curveballs thrown to them in a lifetime. So, with the loss of my position and that career, that's something else I'm really dipping my feet into, and I'm going to take some time over this summer to really think about that and reflect and map out what I'm going to do from here. But bringing it back to, the overall potential points to ponder and, experience to share with all of you watching is to remember that life is unexpected. And as much as we would hope that we can truly learn how to carry one loss or experience and begin to move forward in a deeper sense from that, we may be impacted by other losses. So life is unpredictable. As much as you want to plan and chart your course and map out what you'll do, where you'll go, how you'll do it, you never know, right? So remember that the only thing you can rely on is that you never know everything that you can rely on. Yeah. And it's, it's just one more piece that adds on to the overall process, lifelong process of really learning to carry the weight. So I know I'm not the only person doing this. I know I can get support if I need it, but sometimes it's just acknowledging that and reflecting and giving myself grace that is really, truly important. So I say that for anyone else out there, that give yourself grace. As much as you want to try to plan things, always keep in the back of your mind that it could go completely opposite direction, and it could completely change what you're doing, where you're going, how you're doing it in an instant. So live each day as if it were your last. Thank you.